What's going on, guys? This is Matt Marinoff, Real Estate Recovery Group. And, I'm looking at my buddy Bill's face, and he doesn't have a lot on top. He's got a lot on his beard. I don't have a lot down here, and I have his beard on top of my head. So I'm happy to have Bill McCafferty on today because here's a guy who's been in business, been around the business for a very long time. We actually run in very similar circles, even though he's in the note industry, very small industry itself, distressed real estate or real estate. So, if you don't know him, you might want to start following him on Facebook. We'll give you a little more information about who he is. Bill's actually an asset manager, and one of the companies that he runs is People's Mortgage Relief 2 LLC, better known as PMR2. Bill is a true skilled building manager, management of portfolio non-performing property assets and making them reperforming. This guy's been in the business for 15 years, continuously looking to grow, expand his network, not only in his little niche market where he's at, but all around the country. To me, that's pretty impressive. He absolutely enjoys what he does as far as working with other investors and helping them obtain and making non-performing assets reperforming and or helping them with the sale, which I'm going to let him, sale of notes, which I'm going to let him talk about. Bill has managed well over 1,000 reperforming, non-performing second mortgages. He has a different niche, or some people say niche, in the industry. I wouldn't really want to go after seconds. If anything, I would try to go after the first. So he's going to talk a little bit today about seconds, and then we might have another guest on in the next week or two, and they might be talking about firsts. But we'll definitely talk about that as well. He assists the homeowners and essentially going from A to Z, because most people don't really know what their options are. That's why I'm a huge supporter of Bill and what he does, because he lets people know what their options are. Foreclosure doesn't necessarily have to be an option in the note market. Okay, so he's working with people obviously around the United States, and helping homeowners actually keep their home, which is tremendous. Bill specializes in building simple procedures, he has processes in place and systems that allows him to manage the assets through the attorneys, the borrowers, the note portfolios, the loan servicers, all across the country. So without further ado, Bill McCafferty. Bill, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me on, man. Looking forward to it. Highly respect you and what you do. And, glad we crossed paths years back.
Yep.
And thankful that you're having me on here today, brother.
I think that in the time that we're in right now, the era of people flipping out about the forbearances, the deferments, what Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae is talking about, what they're not talking about people that might have already been delinquent before in their mortgages, what's not available, what they actually have to offer, because it is an investor guideline that even though they don't qualify for something, which personally I think is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Rip the freaking Band-Aid off. You've already had 2 loan modifications, or you see you've already had a modification, you've already had 3, or you had a failed mod, you went it to 1 and you completed it, and now you're back at, losing out again. Rip the Band-Aid off. I think that there's certain things that they should have changed since the mortgage meltdown 2007, 2008. I would love one day to actually go before Congress and talk about changing a couple of bills. But I don't think they want somebody like me, because I throw a lot of the F-bombs around. And I don't know if I can control it. And I don't know how fast the FCC is with their beep, 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 beep. So I want to talk a little bit about how you got into this side of the business. And let's do a deep dive, because I want people to understand basically what you did. And I'm calling it on-the-job training. Explain to guests your story how you ended up where you are today with your experiences.
Absolutely, brother. So, fresh out of college, I had a sociology, criminal justice degree. Got a job taking care of athletic facilities at a school for court committed kids between the ages of 13 and 18. Loved the job. Was actually there 15 total years. In about year 10, which would have brought me to about 2005, kind of hit a wall. Told myself if this was it in life, I kind of cheated myself. I had an okay salary. I had good benefits, good job security. But the upside just wasn't there. Working 40 to 50 hours a week. My wife was also working 40 hours a week. And I started doing some real deep soul searching. And I just told myself, you need to figure something out. Get out of your comfort zone and go figure it out. Sitting around in 2005, I saw one of those late night infomercials on buying real estate with no money down. So I started investigating real estate. 2005 and 2006, I started going to local RIAs, real estate investment groups. And I was just setting out to meet people and to try to figure something out. I always knew in the back of my mind, no matter what you want to do or where you want to go in life, the best bet for you to do is to find somebody that is truly doing the business and is actually making money and is successful in that business. So like a lot of real estate investors, in 2006, I bought my first rental property. Between 2006 and 2011, which, I had no idea that I was going to start buying a bunch of over leveraged real estate in the height of the market. I was just a new guy, bought some rentals, did some rehabs. Some worked out, some didn't. Bought some beach houses down in Texas. 2009, Hurricane Ike came in and wiped everything out. I had a lot of good stuff happen and I had a lot of bad stuff happen. I learned that lenders really don't care about you. They just want to get paid. I learned a lot about insurance companies when the houses got wiped out down in Texas. I did some subdivision. Whenever Bill McCafferty goes into something, he goes full tilt and he doesn't go light about it. He goes full and he goes heavy. And that's what I did. I leveraged some business lines of credit. I had like 14 houses at one time with all mortgages on them. And then all of a sudden the market crashed. Things didn't work out with a few joint ventures that I did. When the market crashed, I was over leveraged. Tenants stopped paying. I couldn't access lines of credit anymore. And all of a sudden, Bill McCafferty was involved in way too much stuff, and the stuff was not good. It was ugly. But at the same time, in 2007, I met some investors that were starting to buy non-performing institutional residential second mortgages on properties. I got to know those investors. Those investors eventually became my mentor. So at the same time, there was a lot of junk going on. I started, diving into that business. I bought my first reperforming and I bought my first non-performing second around 2008 and 2009. I had success with both of them. With everything else that was going on, I saw the opportunity and I kind of ran with that. So probably by like 2012, 2013, I got rid of all my properties, except for I own one rental in Coatesville, and I have my primary residence. But moving from 2009 into 2010, I started buying more of these non-performing seconds. And I got good at working them out. I was trained by a very seasoned group of investors, Partners for Payment Relief, Dave Van Horn, John Sweeney, Bob Pollis, three great guys. I owe them everything. I always make sure people know that that's who trained me. Very thankful that I crossed paths. It was actually funny. I actually sat at the table when John Sweeney came down to a Delaware County RIA looking for some partners to invest in these distressed seconds. So I actually, I always say, was I at the right place at the right time, or did I take massive action? Probably a combination of both.